everybody, Tiara here from Gypsyfae Creations with my first YouTube video. I've been encouraged by my husband to do this, so here we go. It's my first video. Laugh at me, learn from my mistakes, and we'll see how this goes. So today I am making a simple soap recipe. I am pretty new to the soap making world. Probably only made soap a handful of times. I've learned a lot through the internet and YouTube. But I'm gonna make my own, and I'm just gonna give you an inside look on what I am doing here. For anyone who wants to start making soap, this is a great recipe to start with. It is very simple based. It has about 3 oils in here, and if you look into this bucket here, you'll see my oils are all ready to go. I can list the ingredients for you, but again, very simple ingredients. If you've ever bought a bar of artisan soap, handmade soap, you'll know that they're very expensive. And you've always wondered, why is this so expensive? I can go buy a bar of Dove soap or Irish Springs in, the drugstore. That's because the ingredients in here are all natural. They're real oils. There's no additives to this. This is 3 simple oils in here for right now, but if you know how much olive oil costs or coconut oil costs, you'll know that they're pretty expensive by the pound. So the more soap you make, the more different kinds of oils you put in it, the more expensive it gets. But you're not going to find anything better than a handmade bar of soap. It's going to smell good, it's going to feel good, and it's going to be pretty. So let's see if I am right with that and start making this soap. So what I'm going to do is start with a hand blender here. This is very old. I don't even know if they make this anymore. It actually came with our house that was built in the 1950s. Never owned one of these before, but it was a blessing. It came with the house and it was meant to be. So I'm just going to start by mixing up my oils here, just so that they're fully incorporated. And then what I have here is some lye mixture. Both of these oils and this mixture are at room temperature. They have cooled. Lye is very, very dangerous. If you don't know how to work with it, I suggest you read up on it. I've got my gloves on. I've got long sleeves even though they're pulled up. I suggest everyone wear long sleeves. I do have a little apron on here in case I get any of this mess on me. Oil is not easy to get out of clothing. Goggles are always a good idea. Trust me. Learn from other people's mistakes. If not, learn from mine. I've had it on my skin. It burns. I've actually got it into my eyeball. Stupid, right? So, start with safety precautions here. I've got my lye water mixed up with some titanium dioxide here, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a little chalky mixture. This is from Nurture soap. You don't need too much of it, but this is what's going to create a nice creamy color in your soap. Instead of a yellowy oil looking, it's going to be a creamy white. It's also going to help with my colors when I show you that when I get there. But we're going to just pour this in here. Right down the stick blender, avoid any bubbles. So in it goes. The next step is to just get this to a light trace. Just make sure everything is incorporated and well combined. Alright, looks well incorporated there. You'll see the different color that titanium dioxide has turned the oils to. It is a little more creamier. So what I'm going to do is take my stick blender out and put that to the side. I am then going to split up my oils because I am doing a different colored soap here. It's going to be sort of a love spell type. I'm going to mix some purples and some pinks together. So I'm just going to split up some of this mixture here so that I can add the color to it. Alright. I think this is going to be the base. As you can see, I am from Maryland. This is a Fisher's popcorn bucket, but it does its job. Recycle. I've got some colors here. I've got some purple and I've got some pinks. This is mica. This is what you add to soaps to get the different colors. And again, this recipe is very simple. I will list it below, but if anyone is interested in making soaps, this is a good start. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of the pink in there. I think that pink is going to be a nice pretty base, and then I'm going to add some purple. I'm probably going to leave the white in one of these buckets and just make sure that is a pretty purple going in there. This is called Cyber Grape. So that is an interesting name for some mica colors. We'll see what that turns out to look like. Then what I'm going to do is just mix that up. You want to start with, you know, your lightest color first. As you can see, got some nice pink going on in there. Just mix that up real quick. And then I'm going to go with my purple. And this is just going to be like a swirl of color in the soap. Nice purple there. That back. Then I'm going to add my fragrance. Again, this is a Love Spell type. I've added a few other fragrances to it to kind of give it a little more body, a little more citruses in there, some cherry blossom. It's kind of just making my own version of Love Spell, but the base is a Love Spell fragrance. So I'm just going to pour that into each one of these. You want to be careful with some oils because they will accelerate the trace, which means it's going to harden up faster. You want to watch out for vanillins because they will turn your soap colors without a soap vanilla stabilizer. This doesn't have any of that in there, so I'm just going to use my spatula to mix that because again, I don't want to accelerate the trace of it. I just want to get it nice and mixed up. Mixing up my pink. Scraping the sides, making sure all the color is incorporated and there's no lumps in there. So there's my pink. Here is my purple. Mix that up real quick. Scraping down the sides. Now I love soap making just because there's so many different ways to make soap, so many different additives, so many different smells, so many different colors and patterns, and it's just the possibilities are endless. You never know what you're going to get when you cut into your soap. You never know what it's going to look like on the inside. Alright, so everything is mixed up. Set that there for a minute. And then what I have here is just, it's a tiny little mold. So again, if you're just beginning to make soaps, if you're new to this is just a little thing I got on Amazon. You're not spending too much money into learning how to make soaps. You know, it's a good starter. It makes about 8 bars of soap. And I'll put the link for that down below. That is off of Amazon. I am going to start by pouring in my pinks. Start with just the bottom layer of pink in there, and then I'm going to add some of my white right down the middle, and then I'm going to add my purple, and then I'm going to continue with my pink. And this is just going to make its own little design in here. Oops. Just pour that on in there. And then you want to get your spatula. You just want to make sure you scrape everything out. Get out, the easier this is going to be clean when you go to clean it out. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and with my pink here. And again, you want to scrape that out. And I'm going to add the rest of my white. Sorry, I'm getting my little bowl butt in the camera there. First lesson learned. Oh, we need a better angle. Alright. So there is our lovely bar of soap. So then what you want to do is you're going to let this sit for like 24 to 48 hours before you try to take it out of the mold. Cleaning up my little spills here. And then you can cut it. You're going to want to let it cure for about 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to make the best bar. It's going to be harder. It's going to last longer in the shower. It's not going to be as slimy. And it's just going to make for a nicer bar on your skin. Just show you here. I don't know if you can see that really well. Try and focus it. I don't know how to use this camera. But it's lots of pinks and purples and whites in there. I am going to add a top to it. That is going to be a little more intricate than what you saw here. I can record that also. And I'll show it to you. Alright, I am back here with my oils for the top of the soap. They have been in the refrigerator overnight. I've got some shea butter, some cocoa butter, coconut oil, olive oil, all in here. It smells really good. It smells like chocolate, if you don't know what cocoa butter smells like, but you can't eat that, but you want to. So I'm going to mix this up here just to get it into a creamy butter. And then once you got that, my lye water, which has also been in the refrigerator overnight, has a little bit of the titanium dioxide in it. You're going to slowly pour this in a little bit at a time. If not, it will splash up everywhere. Like I said, you don't want lye on ya. I'm not lying. So, here we go. Little bits at a time. It's going to take a while. And just shove it all in there, but you can't. Soap making is not for the impatient people. It is something I have definitely acquired. Alright, so that's all in there. I'm going to turn it off and scrape down the sides. And then going to add some fragrance to it. This is just a little bit of the Love Spell that I had left over. And then we're just going to make sure this is all incorporated. Kind of looks like frosting. If you didn't know any better and you tried to eat that, you'd be a little disappointed. Smells really good though. Lift it up here. See how it's looking. Got some stiffness here, which is what you're looking for because it's going to be easier to pipe on. Just get that over there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a piping bag. If you are someone who likes to bake, probably already have these laying around your house. I know that I do. I think that soap making, in this sense anyway, and trying to decorate soap is very similar to decorating cakes. Nice stiff peaks that it's making there, which is going to make for a pretty top. So let me show you how to do that. Alright, so what I've done here is I put some of the icing or frosting or soap top into a large cup and put it inside of a disposable, come on, what's the word, icing bag. I've sprayed the top with some 99% isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to do that again. And then what I'm going to do is just make some designs on the top here. Definitely a skill that you'll need. That's just a little messy. Now that I've done that, I've got some oil and mica mixed up here that I'm just going to do a little drizzle. Some purple. And then what I'm going to do is take the back of this teaspoon and just kind of make a little design, or mess really. Once that's all crazy looking, I've got some little embeds here that I'm going to stick on the top, and I've kind of marked where each bar of soap is going to be cut. That way when you put the embeds on, you're not cutting your embeds. Stick those down the middle. These are little flowers. I thought that would be appropriate. And I've also got some hearts here that I thought I'd stick on the side. Alternate those. This is just like little melt and pour soaps. I've learned my lesson with the melt and pour stuff, that you want to get a low sweat melt and pour, because if not, it does sweat, especially in high humidity. But it still does its job. So there is my crazy bar of soap. For the final step, I'm just going to spray a little more isopropyl alcohol on there, and then what I have here is some Snowflake Sparkle mica from Brambleberry. It's very like an iridescent, shimmery sparkle. I'm just going to put that on top of here. Sparkles everywhere. So we're ready to cut. It's lined up here to where I want the bars to be cut at. Let's see what it's going to look like on the inside. Still a little soft. I'm going to be very careful. See? Can you see that?
Oh, bring it closer. That's beautiful.
Let's keep cutting. Really slow. Nice, even cut.
Very nice. See if I can get that in focus. There you go.
Little face.
It does kind of look like a face. Look at that. It's like smiling.
So I'm gonna let this sit for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then you guys can find it in my Etsy shop. So there you have it, soap. There you have it. The beautiful bar of soap that I've made for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed me watching it. I hope you learned a little something. I hope I inspired you to make your own soap. Again, it is a very simple base recipe that soap beginners can use. The inspiration for the soap is the embeds that I've picked out from Brambleberry. This is on clearance, and I thought for, you know, $2, what can I make with that? I went with the colors because of the scent that I chose to go with it. It's Love Spell, and I think purple and pinks kind of go with Love Spell. I don't know. And this soap will be available on my Etsy shop in about 4 to 6 weeks, so you can buy it. I hope you liked my video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Watch me make more soap by subscribing to my channel, and smell you later. I'm like ready to put it down. It's like slimy.
I'm gonna put all these at the end.
Landscapes are pretty.
They are pretty.
They're like